Good morning, everybody. It is the 24th of August, and I had some seriously whack-ass dreams last night. I, um, I had this tea called kava tea. I woke up at so I made this tea for myself before I went to bed because usually it helps me sleep. And then also, it gives me, moderately interesting dreams. But yeah, so I made this tea, and then and then I set it on my windowsill, and forgot about it and fell asleep. And then I woke up in the middle of the night. I think it was around 4 a.m. The sun wasn't up yet, and I leaned out the window for some reason. I leaned out the window, and I was like, "Oh shit! I forgot I had this tea." So then I mean, it's actually sitting right here too. Um, Yeah, but I was like, oh, I forgot I had this tea. I'm not gonna waste it, and I could use something to drink right now. So then I just drank the rest of it, um, and fell immediately back asleep. And God damn, it gave me some whack ass dreams last night. And it's like I'd wake up. Okay, for one, the dreams like last so long in comparison to how much time is passing in real life. I would wake up, woke up at 8 o'clock, and I had already been dreaming a good bit. And then I fell back asleep, and I dreamt of so much shit. And then I woke up. I woke up and it was only about 8:20. And I would seriously wake up. I'd fall back asleep. At one point, woke up at 11, fell back asleep, woke up again, and I'm like, it's probably 11:20. And then I looked at the time, and it was fucking 11:22. And then I went back to sleep, and it feels like I slept for such a long time. Um, and then I woke up and got up, and I mean it's 11:45 right now. Um, yeah, but yeah, the first dream I had, it was crazy. I don't really remember a crazy amount of it, but I do remember at one point I was in this shopping center with my buddy Noah, um, and then I just started hearing and it was a dude with a with a silenced. What I don't even remember exactly what it was. Some silenced gun with a silencer, and he's just shooting people. And I was like, "Holy shit! It's straight up a fucking shooter." Um, yeah, and then the shooter died, I guess. I think, and then yeah, I had never been in a situation where I was like, "Oh shit! There's a person with a gun here to kill as many people as they can." Um, and I mean, I've never been in that situation in real life, but even a dream is moderately real. It feels moderately real, so it's pretty fucking whack. But yeah, and then I was at my house, and Michael Stevens from Vsauce pulls up to my house, and he comes in, and we're just talking and hanging out, and I don't even remember what happened up until like I see he pulls out a gun, pistol, and I'm like, don't come on, Michael, don't do it. And then he cocks it, pulls it back, and I like lunged forward and like grabbed it, and we're like struggling with it, and he eventually like shoots me in the hand, and I remember feeling that pain. Um, and then I eventually got the pistol and like held him at gunpoint, and then just had him leave. And then he came back with like a no. Now I remember. Yeah, no. So I get this gun, and we're firing like while struggling over it. We basically empty the whole clip. Uh, and when I realized the clip's empty, I let go of the gun, um, and lunged for. Sorry, I just woke up. I don't know why I'm still yawning so much. I let go of the gun and I lunged forward towards what is now clearly a gun bag that Vsauce had brought into my house. So I lunge forward, grab this rifle that only has one shot in it, and I aim it straight at his head and shoot. And I see Michael Stevens' face from Vsauce just fucking explode. So that was pretty fucking wild. It's pretty fucking wild. Yeah, and then the other really, really vivid dream that I had. I was in Pismo Beach, but it was kind of like I just had a realization. I was in Pismo Beach, but it was essentially like as populated and as big as San Francisco, but except the areas that I visited were like exclusively only in Pismo. But yeah, I remember deciding I wanted a cinnamon roll and like running to the cinnamon roll shop and realizing it's closed. And it's crazy because I just realized that I had the same. I visited the same place. So in a different dream, I went to go get a cinnamon roll and realized it was closed. So then I went across the street to this like bakery that did a lot more than just cinnamon rolls. And they're much more expensive too. So I remember last time I went there, I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not getting a $10 cinnamon roll when I could get one for like I get two of them for $8 from the other place on a different day. Fuck that. I'm just not gonna get one today. Um, Pretty whack that I visited the same place on two separate occasions without even realizing that that place existed in my mind. It's the craziest part about dreams. But yeah, and it's like, dude, I can recollect like buying a cinnamon roll from the more expensive place and eating it, and like I can vividly remember like taking each bite and like tasting it, and like yeah, it's just pretty fucking wild. Um yeah, and I was with my family. Um my oldest brother had bought me a bunch of cinnamon roll. No. Actually, no, I was like, fuck that. I'm not buying this expensive cinnamon roll. All right, now I remember. Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I'm not buying this expensive cinnamon roll. So I did that twice. Um, Maybe I've even visited that place more than twice. But anyway, I was like, fuck that. That's too expensive. I walk out. It's no longer daytime. It's nighttime, and it was like in the evening originally, and now it was like nighttime. And I see my oldest brother Cass, and he is walking towards the regular cinnamon roll shop that I go to. And he's like, oh, and they're selling like cinnamon rolls in like bulk, and it's like nighttime for some reason. I don't know why they would be open at nighttime selling them in bulk, but they were, and Cass bought some. my brother. And then we went back to his car and like sat there, and well, I was just like, I think I ate like two of them. And at that point, my whole family was there. It was no longer just me and Cass, and now it's daytime, and I remember one point my dad just starts laughing really, really, really hard, um, while like looking up at the sky. And then I look up at the sky and I see a lot of helicopters, and then I see cars. Oh, for one, my dad's like laughing his ass off, and then he just fucking runs off. Um, yeah, and then I'm like, what the fuck is he laughing at? I look over, I see helicopters, and then I see um like flying cars with propellers. So they're essentially just like helicopters but with like the propeller, which I find it really really I find it really really funny cuz my dad's like heavy into my dad's pretty heavy into politics and conspiracies and believes a lot of things that the average people don't believe. The average person does not believe. So I think that part of the dream stemmed from the idea that one day he might be right and it'll just be blatantly like in my face. But yeah, so he's laughing because he's like, look, I always told you there would be flying cars, like that they had flying cars. It's very like, look at those are flying cars. Oh, and also the only other cars that were flying that weren't helicopters were police like patrol cars. Um, yeah, but he runs off, and then I don't even remember exactly why this happened, but me and Benny split off from uh, the rest of our family and just started like running, and then we ran to this one trail, and it's weird because it felt really familiar. Oh man, this whole part feels familiar. But yeah, what everybody immediately assumed in my family was like, it's the apocalypse. Like we gotta get out of here. We gotta get like ready to like live in the apocalypse. Um, yeah, it's crazy though. Recollecting on dreams sometimes, you realize like you've been there before, or you've dreamt that exact same thing before, or just newer details about the dream. Um, but yeah. So we see this house. Me and Benny start running towards it. Um, and we decide to go in. And there's a like some old person. I don't remember if it was a old man or an old woman, but we're just gonna call him an old man. So there's this old man, and we're speaking with him, talking about the apocalypse, and it kind of seems like everybody's settled into this idea of the apocalypse now. Um, and then at one point, the guy just like loses his shit and starts urging us to stop speaking. We stop speaking, and we can hear like clicking, like kind of like the Last of Us clickers that like can hear just sound. Um, but yeah, me and Benny are at that point like we need to leave. Like we need to leave right now. Um, and the old man's like, you guys cannot leave. Like you can't ever leave. So it's kind of like protective, but at the same time like a little bit obsessive. which is why we eventually just decided to leave. But yeah, so at one point I think me or Benny just started making a fuck ton of noise. So then all of these like clicker-esque kind of things would like break inside and try to get inside so we'd have time to escape from this old man, essentially killing the old man. Um, but yeah, so we have the clickers come inside and then we jump out some like higher part of the building. So then as all the clickers go inside, we like essentially flee. Um, Oof, excuse me. Um, yes, so then we're running away and we come across a new house and we go inside and I'm trying to remember. I know Batman was there. I cannot recollect who the other person was. And it's funny because I know nobody's going to listen to this and find this intriguing the entire time. Um but I'm kind of recording this solely so then I can get better at recollecting dreams. But yeah, this is the longest video we've recorded before. But yeah, I feel like it was like Batman and Superman. And I was like, holy shit, it's Batman and Superman. Or maybe, no, I feel like it was, I don't know who the fuck it was. I don't think it was Superman. But I'm sure as hell there was Batman. Batman was there. But anyway, we're like speaking with this dude. Eventually I lose where my brother is. And then it's just me. And I don't even remember why, but turns out like Batman is just really gang affiliated. He has this whole like gang of goons, and they start trying to like capture me while I'm in this house. And suddenly my dad shows up, and he's like, "We gotta smoke this fucker." So we end up finding where Batman is, and then we just fucking pop a cap in him. I feel like that's really kind of where it ends. At least in my recollection, I cannot think of anything else. Um, but yeah, some memory of a dream I had last night. I think it was closer to the end of closer to the end of all my dreams. Um, Last night my brother was speaking on how he finds it was hilarious that my father just kind of hid that he smoked a bunch of weed and I don't know, did a lot of unconservative things while also being a very heavy conservative Christian. And I mean he smoked and continues to smoke his entire life. But yeah, me and Benny were like in front of a really old TV. We put like a VHS tape in, and watched like this old like music video my dad made. And at one point, you can like visibly see like a rolled joint in his mouth. But yeah, I can't seem to recollect anything else at this moment right now that I can accurately describe like vividly. Um, but yeah, pretty fucking whack ass dream night, man. It's crazy because it's like I don't ever feel like my brain's that active while I sleep, and my brain was active as fuck. Um, which makes like dreaming so much more enticing. Um, yeah. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do today, so I've already spent 20 minutes recording this, so I think I'm going to finish it off there. I hope you enjoyed listening to my absolutely obscure rant of my dreams. I hope you all have a good day. If you were alive on this day, on the 24th of August, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.